close your eyes. Would you dream for me some?
Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaylee, and today I know story times aren't really in these days. They're kind of last year, but I was binge watching a bunch of horror stories for roommates. And I have a good story of my own, so I really wanted to share it with you guys. It's not just like a full story, it's just like a bunch of little stuff that would happen here and there until it became one giant ass issue. Anyways, let's get right into the video. So I lived with my mom in Portland for my senior year, and then my graduation was at like 7 o'clock at night in June. And so I, being 18, decided to move out 5 hours after my graduation. I know, a really good idea. So anyways, if you see me looking over there, it's because my cats look really cute. Anyways, so I ended up moving in with one of my friends that lived where I currently live. And so I moved in with her, and things were fine, but she was living with her boyfriend. We'll call her Jessica, and we'll call him Josh. So at first it was really fun. We would hang out in the living room, we would smoke, we would watch movies, it was really nice. And I didn't really have a job for a full week, but I did end up finding one. And when I was telling Jessica about it, she liked the sound of it, so she applied too. And it started to become a situation where because we did caretaking for special needs, so it'd be a situation to where she'd come home and bitch about her day and the guys that she had to take care of. But if I ever tried to talk about my day, she'd bitch at me because all I'm doing is complaining or just stupid shit. And so it's to the point where she can complain but I couldn't. And it ended up being really frustrating because I feel I didn't really have anyone to talk to. So it started to become maybe a month after I moved in, it's issues did start to become apparent, to the point to where the fruit drawers in the fridge, she'd put all my food in there, all of the ones in there. If I took anything out, she'd put it right back, and I couldn't put anything else, I couldn't put them up on the shelves. And the cabinet, she'd have mine in a really small space. If I tried to move it, she'd move it back. And she wouldn't bring it to my attention, so I brought it to hers, and she was oh, that's not me, it's Josh. And so I brought it to Josh's attention. He had no idea what I was talking about, so I knew it was her, but it was kind of funny that she'd blame it on her boyfriend. So that was one of the things. And then it started to become a point to where I would do my laundry, and if I wasn't there, they'd take my clothes out and then put it on the litter box. And when I was don't put my clothes on the litter box, they told me it was my fault because I left them in there and they didn't know where to put them. And it wasn't even that. Josh wouldn't know where to put, or whose clothes was whose, so he just put my clothes in their drawers. So I'd never know where my clothes was because either it was on the litter box or in their fucking room. And it was just so aggravating because I would work 14-hour shifts and then come home to my laundry and it not be there and have no idea where it is. And since it's so fucking late at night, I can't go and get it. So it was just really frustrating. And then issues started to become really much bigger. So it got to the point to where the house was so disgusting because it was so old, to the point where I cleaned every day. Not just cleaned, pick things up here and there. No, I was on my fucking hands and knees scrubbing that shit every day. In the laundry room, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, scrubbing on my hands and knees. And there was a day where I went out because it was summer, and I went out to the lake with one of my friends, and she calls me bitching you need to ass home because we're cleaning and you need to be here too. You can't just get out of cleaning. You live here too. And like it wasn't those situations where I only cleaned when she was gone. Like she would see me cleaning every day on my hands and knees. But the day that I don't want to clean is the day that they want to clean. And since I'm not there to help them clean, she wants to call me and bitch at me and then threaten to kick me out. Like she was just like, dude, okay, like if you're not gonna like help, then you need to get your ass out. I mean, it took her like a couple hours. And she ended up like texting me and was like, okay, dude, like I overreacted. You don't have to get kicked out, but you need to help clean next time. And I was like, I clean every fucking day. You do not come at me about cleaning when you want to, when I do it every day. I pay rent too. I don't know. It just became like a big issue. And then it got to the point to where I couldn't use the TV in the living room unless I had asked. And no one wants to live in a place where like you can't turn on a TV in the living room where you live unless you ask. Like it was just super uncomfortable. And then it got to, so I had lived there for like 2 months, and then it got to the last month and I paid her $400. And what I originally had to pay was $360, but I just gave her $400. And like a couple days later, I called my mom telling her I didn't want to live there anymore because I didn't feel comfortable. Like I couldn't use the living room. Like I couldn't move my food. I never knew where any of my clothes were. Like I had to rewash my clothes because she put it on the litter box. Like it was just stressful. It was a stressful living situation and it wasn't worth it. And I told her I needed to move, and Jessica overheard. She barged into the room and told me to pack my shit and get the fuck out. And when I kind of argued on it, like I slammed the door and was like, fuck no, like I paid my rent. So I had to call the cops, and I didn't want to like deal with that. And I kind of didn't want to be there anyways. So I packed all my clothes, I put in my car, and I left. And then like a few days later, when things like cooled down, she texted me saying that I owe her $400 for rent. I just paid you $400 for rent a couple days ago. I still get really, really worked up. But she did try and come at me saying I did not pay her rent. I had $200 to my name right now because I paid you $400 for rent. And you want to say I didn't. Are you kidding? You kicked me out and now you're trying to get another $400 from me. Are you kidding me? I don't know, I still don't understand, but I did end up just like deleting her and blocking her. I should have got my money back. I was only there like a couple days after I paid that, so I should have gotten my money back, but I didn't want to like deal with it any further, so I blocked her on everything, and I have not talked to her since. So I lost $400 and a place to live because I lived with a crazy bitch. So moral of the story, make sure you know who you're living with before you come broke and homeless. Alright? Okay, cool. Alright, and guys, you have an awesome day. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.